I don't understand it. Some people are just like really into the evil shit. Yarvo. Oh, I'm not going to talk about Tom Hanks either, who is also a pedophile. Tom Hanks, folks, is a pedophile. I'm sorry if this is the kind of bursting your bubble, all this information is new, but it's time that this comes out into the open, because we are going to change the way everything works, because at the top levels of wealth, of power, the very top levels, these people are just sick and psycho.
Might have happened a while back, but anyone that truly knows the story of Isaac Kappy's death knows that things that led up to it were more than fishy. Well, now, it seems more proof about the secret he was protecting, and some of the major names involved in said secret have been exposed, as a series of revelations have just hit the media about the actor. In fact, the details also imply that this secret he might have died for is so deeply rooted in the system that its branches extend as far as political positions in the country, and that they might have had a hand in his ultimate demise. Shocked about all of these too? Well, you're not alone. So if I were you and wanted to get more details about this, I'd stay tuned to this video till the end.
How this stuff is all connected. Because when you're talking about like really elite levels, the name of the game is blackmail. They want something on you that they can hold over your head so they can basically own you.
At first, when Kappy started to tell his story about the horrors that were going on under the radar in Hollywood, most people tagged him as unwell, and rightly so, because he had previously made some less than ideal moves, but that doesn't mean he wasn't telling the truth, as the cat is finally out of the bag. So, a couple of years back, a haunting video emerged of actor Isaac Kappy, who live streamed for an hour about the darkness he suffered 3 days before he reportedly took his own life. In the video, Kappy talked about letting darkness consume him and referred to himself as a bad guy. However, that was only where the story began for Kappy, as he expressly made it his mission to expose anyone he knew that was crooked, and that so happened to be some of his industry colleagues. Coincidence? A lot of people seem to beg to differ, and I'll tell you why their perspective adds up. Isaac Kappy died after he reportedly forced himself off a bridge on a Monday morning in Arizona. The actor, who had a small role in Thor, died at the scene in Belmont after being struck by a car, Arizona Department of Public Safety spokesman Bart Graves said in a statement obtained by People. Shortly after his death, the last video he released of himself went viral and drew a lot of attention because of the details he revealed, and even more because he expressly said there that he didn't want to end his own life.
Struggle against darkness. This struggle against darkness consumed me. It consumed me. Yeah, I'm a bad guy. I'm a bad guy. I let the darkness consume me. I'm not suicidal. I'm not going to tell you what I did, because at this point, it still could endanger.
In the recent years leading up to his death, Kappy had become obsessed with exposing pedophilia in Hollywood, and in his video, he talked about letting that effort take over his life. In the video, throughout which a dog can be heard yapping in the background, he said repeatedly, "I let the darkness consume me." He refers to a really stupid, cynical, heavy decision that he made recently and said, "I didn't spend enough time nurturing the light and love within me. I let down some really great people, and it was my desire to serve these people, but that desire was not born out of a love that is pure." According to the reports surrounding his seemingly mysterious death, it seems the actor might have actually been murdered, as opposed to the theory in the media which dictates that he committed suicide. Arizona state troopers were called to the scene at 7:26 a.m. Mountain on that Monday, and Kappy was found deceased upon their arrival. Graves' statement said, "Before the Beer Fist actor died, several bystanders tried physically restraining Kappy from jumping but failed to hold him." TMZ reported. No one else was reported injured in the incident, and the investigation has officially been closed. In the 24 hours leading up to his death, Kappy posted a long statement on Instagram where he wrote, "I have not been a good guy, and I have been abusive to people who loved me." The self-admitted drug user made headlines in 2018 for allegedly assaulting Michael Jackson's daughter, Paris, by choking her during a game night party. But that's not where his admissions ended, as the actor also made a couple of huge revelations to the world. According to him, a couple of Hollywood elites are involved in some less than ideal things, and in his name-dropping ramble, he mentioned Tom Hanks.
Tom fucking Hanks, guys. Pedophile. Called out, no response. This is a cult. there is a widespread cult.
According to Kappy, Tom Hanks has always been a monster that preyed on kids, and while he was at it, he also revealed that the veteran actor might have been part of a cult group that makes it a point to make questionable moves, just like what he had accused Tom of. However, it seems this did not go down well with Hanks, and the theory in the world is that he took action on that fact. But we'll pick that up later. Besides Tom Hanks, Kappy also revealed that one of his closest friends at the time, Seth Green, was also part of the same group as Hanks and that he was just as much or even a worse monster to children.
First time it really hit me was at Seth's. We went over there, played Mafia. It's a role-playing game that we play. Seth turned to me and opened up this secret bookshelf, and he's like, "This is where we keep the children." And I was like,
Specifically, Kappy revealed that his friend Green has a dedicated secret compartment in his home where he kept kids. And although he didn't give more context to that exact revelation, it adds up that he might have known something like that about Green since they had been friends for a long time. He said that after finding out such a terrible secret, he wanted to keep quiet about it at first, which is probably what he implied when he meant he had been a terrible person for the most part of his life. But even after exposing this huge and disturbing secret, there's almost no report on the internet that Green had a hand in his death. Tom Hanks, on the other hand, has basically been the face of the actor's murder, as several people on the internet have also seen patterns that seemingly prove that Hanks might have been involved. And I'll tell you how. So, a couple of weeks before the unfortunate incidents that led to Isaac Kappy's death, a mysterious post was made by Tom Hanks on Twitter. The post was a photo of gloves in the sand, and granted that it doesn't hold any water ordinarily, but it's the caption of the post that actually got the people talking. As the caption, Hanks wrote, "Historic Road 66. Roadkill. I hope not. Hanks." Pretty sure it still doesn't mean anything to a lot of people. However, what has made this into an international subject of suspicion against Hanks is the fact that Kappy just happened to die on that very same highway a while later. According to most people, that doesn't seem very much like a coincidence. And if that doesn't convince you, the fact that Kappy wasn't even suicidal in the first place should tell you that his death was probably not as regular as most people have ruled it. But even if the Hanks theory was exploitable, it isn't anymore because the man has moved to a completely different country. And while I'm not saying that has anything to do with Kappy's death, it's just a theory. However, another reason why there was never an explicit investigation into the actor's seeming abrupt death is probably that he's had a pretty bumpy ride with the law in the past. Los Angeles Police Department for threatening Paris Jackson and other celebrities. According to TMZ, Kappy allegedly choked Paris during a game night party. This might have been referenced in his farewell message as well, where he wrote, "I have been abusive to people who loved me, including my family. To the many people I have acted abusively towards, I am very, very sorry. To my former friends I have used and betrayed, I am sorry." The 23-year-old model had allegedly received rambling and scary texts from her former pal. Sources claim she initially responded to them to help him because she thought he was suicidal at that time as well. She was later forced to move home and hire extra bodyguards, along with blocking Kappy's number. Later, in another instance after releasing the video and dropping the names of celebrities along with their secrets, the police opened an investigation into the actor after seeing a particularly menacing tweet from Kappy on August 1st that read, "In light of the interesting traffic happening around my house, I want to make something crystal clear. While I am a very strong advocate of peaceful disclosure, make no mistake, assets are in place, and if you kill me or even try, it will rain 50 cows in the Hollywood Hills." All of these details put together show a pattern in how things ultimately led up to Kappy's demise, and people have been talking about it on the internet. One user wrote, "In the famous last words of Isaac Kappy, I am not suicidal. Later found dead on the freeway, they said he jumped. Lol, the game is not what we think it is. I gotta do better." No one is really sure what to believe, but one certain thing is that the truth will come out in time. That's it for this video. Goodbye.